Hello and welcome back again to Cryptid Creeks at Girls Run These Worlds. I'm JC Darcy. I still use they, she pronouns, and I'm still your navigator for this wonderful game of Cryptid Creeks. We're so happy you could continue to join us. We're playing a supernatural tabletop role-playing game in which our players are taking on the role of river scouts, a crew of young adults setting out to stop a rapidly, at this stage, spreading curse with the help of ancient creatures from folklore and a little help from their friends. You're probably finding us through the Kickstarter here. If you're live on September 5th, it's today. It's happening. You can back this game right now. You can make it a reality. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. If you're finding us on socials or YouTube, please go and check it out. It is beautiful. The art is incredible. The system is based on Powered by the Apocalypse and a little bit of Carved by Brindlewood. And it's flowing wonderfully. We're having a great time with it. We're here to show you how to do it, how to have fun, how to be chaotic. And I think we're doing a really good job, team. I think we're really delivering on that.
Yeah.
Maybe
too much, some might say.
Maybe a smidge. Maybe there's some cat herding involved, and maybe these are lessons that people can learn. We hope that you are inspired to take this story, take this system, and bring it to your own table. It's a fantastic family game, especially if you have young adults at home. They'll have a blast with it. So, back again to do the majority of the heavy lifting. Let's be real. It's my fantastic cast. I'm going to keep them on the toes. I'm going to go backwards the opposite way and have them introduce themselves and their characters and just how they're feeling at this stage. We're two days into the curse. What's the general vibes? Vibe check, please. Gaskinator.
Hello, my name is Gaskinator. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Samantha Shannon, aka Newt, who also uses she, her pronouns and is the quote-unquote medic of the group. The dirtiest, most feral child you'll ever see. And the vibe right now is, well, if first day was break-ins and second day was like fog, what's the third day gonna be? That's really exciting. Is like, is it just gonna be like an actual tornado, or like that would be bad if we had to go in the sea with that, actually. Is it just, or is the sun gonna be blocked out? Who knows? But I'm excited.
I am taking notes, so thank you for all of this.
You're welcome.
It's a collaborative game. This is what we mean when we say it's a collaborative game. Liv, what horrors can I throw at you today?
Well, as many as you'd like, but yeah, I'm Liv. Am I introducing myself again?
You're still Liv.
Remember.
Don't worry,
I'm
you are
still
Liv.
Amazing. I use she, her pronouns. So does Cap, which is the character I'm playing, who's a skipper. And the thing that Cap's worried about is, like, you would think that Cap's like, oh no, all of the break-ins and then all of the fog. Oh no, what's going to be today? Just kind of more and more nervous to hang out with Quill. Honestly, it's just getting like, that's the curse clock that's going on with Cap. It's just like getting closer to the time where Cap's like, okay, I got to do something about this, and I can't do that. But also a bit spooked by the feeling of people watching them. You know,
we're on day 3 of the Cap curse clock.
Mm-hmm.
It brings in
the CCC.
It brings in the dread omen of nervous sweating.
Releasing.
I love Cap's priorities. I can entirely relate to that.
She's a dummy.
And we love you for it. Mo, why? Just why? Hi and why? What are you cozy? You look so cozy.
This thing is very hot. I have my air conditioner on full blast. But yeah, hey gang, I'm Mo. It's 80 degrees outside and probably warmer than that in my heart because it's beating correctly. I'm not the medic. I don't know why I'm saying that. I'm playing Hawkins Blue. They, them pronouns. I, Mo, am, she, they pronouns. Call me whatever you want, though, honestly, as long as it's somewhat nice. I'm playing the Conduit. I am a cryptid keeper being kept by a cryptid hoodie.
Almost.
I'm AKA.
You can't be restrained.
And how's the vibe check in Hawkins' brain?
I'm also feeling feral, like Samantha, but feral as in like nervous and excited for more information. Excited to see Cap on the boat, and here, I feel like I've done a lot with Newt, so I wanna give Quill more things to do because Gabby is a sponge, and I look up to that a lot.
I wish I could be a sponge too.
We're all sponges in our own way.
And featuring finally as our resident sponge, Aida, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing spongy well, I think. My name is Aida. My pronouns are she and her. I am playing Gabby, aka Quill. She is the negotiator handbook. She's very kind, sweet, charismatic, so people find it easy to talk to her. Makes it good for settling complicated social situations. But one thing she'll be perpetually socially awkward about is trying to confess some higher feelings socially to someone in the group.
No.
And yeah. Whoop. And as for vibe, Quill Gabby loves books, loves reading. This is what makes people enamored her because, like, oh, you're the good student teacher's pet. Good for you. We're going to tell you everything because we trust you. Gabby read somewhere that the largest crab in the world is the giant Japanese spider crab, which has been recorded to be up to 13 feet across.
They're big.
Oh,
I don't like
Google
that.
it. Oh
No.
no. What's it called? No, don't tell me again.
No, don't. I mean, I've
Liz,
seen it
stay away
in
from
Animal
Google.
Crossing. I caught one in Animal Crossing once, and that was enough.
Oh, that
That-
thing. Oh.
Yeah, that guy, the big guy.
That's the mood. Oh no,
Trigger
the
warning
crabs will
for
get
crabs.
Mm.
All right, it's a smorgasbord of vibes. I love it.
I'm googling it.
Please don't do it.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Many horrible things are happening in Clawfoot Creek. The storm clouds are building. Japanese giant crabs are
Pirates
invading.
like that. What kind of evolution
What's
decides
going
that this?
on?
Decides. I just saw a picture of someone holding it. What kind of
What?
evolution decides that this is the correct way to go for survivability?
I think they live really deep, so it's like it's a pressure thing. Like their exoskeleton has to be quite like surface area. I'm not a scientist.
I'm feeling pressured right now by having to look at it. Don't Google it.
Quick, grow legs.
Ah!
So things have been real weird so far. I wrote as a prompt for myself, and it couldn't be more true, but they are definitely about to get weirder. I promise there's no giant Japanese crabs in the rest of this episode, unless my cats bring it back up. So genuine content warning. I don't know if that's a thing that triggers some people. Let's see if our intrepid River Scouts can get to the bottom of this mystery before it's too late. Morning rises, and an unnatural luminescent fog covers the entire creek. River waves lap gently at the banks. All is calm, but it's unsettlingly quiet. And then there on the riverbanks, we can see it. A footprint forms in the mud. Then another joins it, a matching set. Another set beside it soon follows, and another, and another. And soon, furrows appear in the sand as if the prow of a rowboat were being dragged ashore. The footprints move and quickly become so numerous that they cover and obscure one another, churning up the silt all along this short stretch of the river. If anyone were to walk along at that very moment, they would see on the banks of the river absolutely nothing. They are invisible, but they are here. And they begin their march between the reeds and pools and head for the town up the hill.
That's fine.
Yeah, this is fine. This is completely normal.
That's so fine.
It was scary, and some things didn't go well, but because of that, we're going to be stronger this time.
You're telling yourself that.
Because we're advancing? This is
Exactly. What a beautiful segue. Have you done this before, Liv? So we wrapped up at the end of last session back at the clubhouse, and at the clubhouse, River Scouts can advance. So everybody clocked on another 4 XP at the end of that session, bringing them above the requisite 5. So everybody, if you could just quickly let us know, what advance have you chosen? You are able to choose a new badge, bump up a strength modifier, or add a tool to your pocket knife. So, Aida, which have you chosen?
I am going to go for another badge.
Yes.
My first badge was Friends in High Places, where I can convince challenging intelligence to help us to be determined. And this time, I want to give a bit more support. So I'm going for the badge Wing Scout. If a fellow scout would otherwise fail a suave roll, I can intervene and allow them to re-roll 1 die. So as long as I'm there with you and you don't do well on a suave roll, I can help you out.
Strangely, there's not been a lot of suave rolls from this team. Can't stand why.
I don't know what that's about, you know.
Mo, what are you going with?
I'm also taking another badge. I will now have the first one that I had, which was a +1 buff to eerie rolls and just being able to tell where eerie's are using the cryptid compass. I'm now picking otherworldly gaze, which might be a little bit OP at late stage game. Once per episode, you can scan your surroundings for anything that looks out of place or off. Automatically gain a clue. And then Darcy will describe what I find as the navigator.
Hear that, everyone? The gays are OP.
That's
Only
right.
the otherworldly ones.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which we all are.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Okay, great. That's gonna come in handy. Maybe. Liv, what are you going with?
Surprisingly enough, Darcy, I've gone with another badge myself. And one that is quite helpful in the late game as well, which is called Undaunted. I'm just going to double check that I have the right one. It hasn't changed at all. Cool. Yeah, Undaunted. You have a certain resilience during the final phase of the curse. As a one-off, you can elevate any of your rolls by a single level. For example, if you roll a 6, less than a 6, it'll become a mixed success, or a 10 plus will become a triumph. So, yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's incredible, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
You're all getting the hang of this like mystery stuff.
Yeah.
And it shows.
Mhm.
And finally, Gask. Have you chosen a badge?
I'm getting an extra point in smart.
You got to balance it out.
You got it.
Yeah, I feel
We'll
like
need
the badge I have right now is right as rain. If a character goes over their misfortune limit and would mark off a knot, you can immediately clear that misfortune. Can be used once per episode. I feel like that's good. If one of you goes and tries to get a knot, I can clear it. If two of you try and get a knot, then that's just on you.
Then what are we
What
doing?
can I say?
You know what?
So-
Lava dice, back and play.
Yeah, I feel like the other badges are also helpful in getting rid of misfortune and knots, but I feel like I only need the one for
Okay.
the moment.
No, I think that's smart. That's great tactics. And I'm not going to ask you narratively how Newt just magically gets smarter overnight. She's
Something
learning.
she ate.
She saw
It's
some
those
things.
raisins.
I
Gosh.
I was in the library and I read books on which rocks are good and edible, and then I found out that like licking some limestone, there's some
It's good for you.
some magical properties in that.
Well, so each of you has advanced, and every time a River Scout advances, you gain a cryptid key for the collective. So that means you have 4 cryptid keys. And if we imagine that we are starting a new day, day 3 of the curse, you're all gathered once again at the clubhouse. This is the time that you would use to spend them. So you can upgrade the clubhouse or the boat, spending 1 cryptid key each.
Ooh.
I think you can just fully upgrade everything. There's 2 upgrades for the boat and 2 upgrades for the clubhouse.
Oh, great.
So
What-
that's pretty good.
What do they do?
Incredible.
What do
Well,
the upgrades
they upgrade it. They make things better.
do?
Um,
Jacuzzi.
but you have to describe how the clubhouse is changed. If you want a jacuzzi, and you can explain to me how that works. Basically, at the beginning, when a base level club, like the entry level rookie clubhouse, at the end of the episode, you were able to clear 1 misfortune. Now you were able to clear 2 misfortunes, and when you would add a tool to your pocket knife through advancement, which this time none of you have chosen to do, but if you did it again, you would add an additional tool. So you'd be able to add 2 things to your pocket knife. And in fact, now that we've upgraded it twice, you can actually clear 2 misfortunes each at the end of an episode. I really need to up my game with giving you guys misfortunes. I've been too
Yes.
lenient.
Series of unfortunate events. Us.
Indeed.
Series
now
of
also-
misfortunate events.
Yeah. That's it.
I kind of want you to solve the curse, but we'll see how we go. The
Oh,
Eries, this is for Mo. The Eries have taken up residence, bringing the beauty and calm nature. The beauty and calm of nature with them. At the end of an episode, the crew may choose to clear 1 knot level from a single scout. You've got
Hey.
so many ways to clear misfortunes and knots now, and also you just have a horde of tiny blue horseshoe crabs living in your clubhouse.
just little guys
Just little guys.
hanging out.
And with the boat upgraded, so at the beginning, you would be able to reach the neighboring town of Stonewater, which may come in handy.
Oh.
Once you upgrade it once, you can reach Bulrush Island. And now that you've upgraded it twice, you can actually reach any landmark that we add to the map. I think the idea is that, obviously we're doing this in quite truncated one-shot form. If you were to do this over a couple of episodes, which I think it really lends itself to mini campaign play, you can explore the creek and add landmarks and describe places that you can go and visit. So with the second upgrade, the boat can reach any of those. You also welcome 2 very special Eries aboard. The Gold Tooth Erie, which once per episode can locate sunken treasure.
That's
That
so
might
cool
come in
and
handy.
unrelated.
Totally, yeah.
I will write this down.
Pronouns?
Please do. You choose.
What they look like. Is that what we're doing?
Ida is choosing pronouns and what they look like.
Oh,
Yes.
pronouns.
We
Oh,
can name him Fang because he's a tooth.
That's such a good one.
That's pretty good.
Tooth. I'm going to break the mold here. I'd like to name it Teeth.
Teeth.
Nice. That's also very good. Very, very good.
Okay. Can our Eries have aliases? Is that like a thing?
As long as I don't have to come up with them, yes.
Yeah, mixed pepperoni. That's what this is, remember?
Well, let me tell you about your other Erie because you have 2 on board now.
Ah!
The hook-horned Erie, which once per episode can catch a rare fish, which can be cooked and eaten by the crew to improve a single strength each for the remainder of the episode.
Ooh.
You have a little camp out overnight, catch a fish.
cute.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Ooh.
So- I'm not getting, nobody's on the spot, no pressure. When these Eries arise, we will ask what their pronouns and appearance is like. Mo is like, I'm going
I've got
to
an idea
Google
for the
things.
for the fish one. I've got an idea, but yeah.
Perfect. So, with that element out of the way, we've done our clubhouse start. We are back to, well, we're going to look at this the curse clock because now we're on day 3. Guess what? We're at phase 3. And I'm going to tell you what that means. It means things are getting even more intense.
But for good, right?
Totally,
It's
dude.
intense,
Yeah. Yeah, things are great. Things are
Oh,
great.
yay.
Things actually get a bit better.
That's so good.
Sorry,
So
I'm
excited.
telling you, big old porcupines. Phase 3. Where are you, phase 3?
Phase 3 is initiated, and it's
3 days
everything's
ago.
fine.
I just thought that flame was very imaginative and that's beautiful. And now I see little shining horseshoe crabs everywhere.
Now you believe.
Yeah.
So during phase
Aren't they
3,
adorable?
They're so shiny.
there's nothing I can read out loud for you that isn't spoilery. Just know that
Oh,
things are getting. Oh, that's so
Good.
atmospheric. Yeah, wonderful. I've already narrated to you this freezing luminescent fog that is rolling in from the coast. That is, you saw a hint of that yesterday, but as you wake up today and make your way to the clubhouse, it is not going anywhere. You see those strange apparitions again, more of them this time, to the point that you start thinking, this is not just townsfolk. Is there a tourist boat come in? Are there extra people here? What is going on?
Could I and this sounds silly, I might be completely wrong. Could I check the weather to see if it's like it should be sunny today or something like that?
It's the
Yeah.
middle of August.
Yeah.
It should be
Okay.
blazing. I mean, yes, okay, it's in my head it's England, so it's not. It is what it is.
Mhm.
But in theory, it should be a beautiful sunny day, and you check your weather app and it says lovely sunny day. Enjoy. Don't forget your sunscreen.
I never
Is the
do. I
fog-
say squeezing some out on my hands.
Is it so thick that we're thankful that we're kind of done using the car? Is that
Maybe so. I mean, you're going to drive to the clubhouse, presumably. The morning honk routine is still in effect.
Mhm.
Yep.
But even looking at the boat and thinking of traversing the creek kind of gives you second thoughts of we're gonna have to take it easy. We're all river scouts. We know what we're doing. We can navigate the river, but we're gonna have to take it easy for sure.
So we know that we need to head up the river. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So where we left you last time, you were at the library, Clawfoot Library, and Clara Hoffman, the librarian, took a call from who she revealed to you later to be Mabel, who works at the Stonewater Museum. Stonewater is the next town up river. I believe Clawfoot is the bottom river we decided, and Stonewater is the one to the north. Very much a sister town, same sort of economics, same sort of people. and shares in that history of piracy that you learnt about last time. The Stonewater Museum, they don't have a library there, they have the museum. They share a lot of resources, and Clara and Mabel are very good friends because of that. But this is a place that is very, if the library has all the documentation, the museum has the artifacts, has like, you know, it's not quite gone theme park levels, but there might be an animatronic there that generations of school kids have like rubbed the knee of, and
Hey kids,
Hey,
want to learn
kids.
about artifacts?
in exactly that voice, yes. And so that it turns out, as a result of this phone call, that the curse is spreading. Not only is it affecting Clawfoot, it is affecting Stonewater now. They are reporting the same spates of break-ins, people's belongings being moved, nothing yet being taken until Mabel put this call in and revealed that something had been stolen from the museum. Now, you were there, right place, right time. You had intimated to Clara that you were investigating something strange and supernatural. You'd asked about Hilda. You shared a story about Hilda, which helped you bring some things to light. You know that there is somebody out there selling cursed items to the residents of Clawfoot Creek, and you have an idea that this might have something to do with it. So, knowing what she knows about you and trusting you all mostly, you kept your grubby fingers to yourself. Well done. You were very well behaved on that trip to the library. She hung up the call from Mabel by saying, I've got some people who might be able to help. So as you arrive at the clubhouse, presumably you are prepared to make that trip up the river and go and see what is happening in Stonewater.
Yeah. Could I do one thing? Or maybe we could just
several.
Fantastic. Oh, thank you. Can I either phone Clara again, or can we say that we discussed this before we left?
Absolutely. You can have a retcon conversation for sure.
Wonderful. Yeah, now that we've found out, or we've recalled a story from Hilda, and we've remembered the idea of what's it called? The peddler. That's it.
The peddler. Yes.
That's it. Yeah, could we maybe actually I'll be like, hey, Quill, could you talk to Clara with me, because I think you'll be better at this than I will. We could ask her about the peddler. That would be cool.
That's a good idea.
Great, cool. Yep. And then I kind of for a second put my hand on your shoulder to kind of like gesture that we should go this way, and then I immediately take it off like it's burnt, and then just put it down by my sides, and they're just fully down straight by my sides, and then we walk to Clara.
Very natural, very cool, very smooth. Yep. The nuzzling.
Hello, Miss Hoffman.
Oh, hello, girls. I thought you'd headed out already. Was there something that you wanted?
Yes, there was. I look at Quill. Oh, I'm doing it. Have you ever heard of the peddler?
Peddler. I think it may have come up in Hilda's stories.
Yeah. It's just we were remembering one of Hilda's stories actually, and that's what got us thinking. Have you ever heard about someone selling stuff here? I mean, just with a suitcase and with all that kind of stuff. It's spooky stuff,
Oh no, he wasn't spooky at all. He was very charming, actually.
Miss Hoffman.
Sales? No, he was a salesman. Of course, he was going to turn up the charm. I'm sure.
Yeah, no, but maybe you laid it on thick.
I met somebody of a similar description the other day. Yes, he said he was just passing through town, and he asked about the locals and the histories. He's like I say, he was very charming. He had a cup of tea, and
What were they selling? Did you buy anything?
No, I didn't. I didn't buy anything. He wasn't selling directly to me. He was more scoping out the area, and said he had a business that he wanted to expand into the local area, and was just visiting to get a feel.
What did he look like?
Well, he was very tall. A little touch of George Clooney around the jaw.
Oh yeah, okay. Like Silver Fox look? Is that
very
nice?
Shouldn't be discussing this with each
other.
Sorry,
I'm sorry.
Yes, tall, brown hair, strong jawline, bluish eyes, very well dressed, very well presented, and carried a suitcase, as you say, yes.
And what sort of business was this person looking to expand?
Sales was all he said. Something
Generic
about
sales.
he was an influencer or something. I'm not up on these modern terms.
Why would you come here to influence?
I assumed it was an internet thing. I don't.
Yeah. Okay. If you hear anything else about him, could you maybe let us know? We'd love to talk to him.
Yeah, of course. I don't know if he's still in town. Like I say, he said he was passing through.
Passing
Alright.
through over to the other town. Maybe we cool. Well, we'll head on up to
Stonewater.
yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we'll be expecting you tomorrow morning. Yes.
Okay.
We're gonna it'll take it nice and slow because of this fog.
Yeah. Please do.
Okay. Stay safe, and I hope you read the report I left you about the vandalized book. I'm so sorry we found it like that.
Yes, we found several more actually. Thank you for letting us know.
What kind of other books were vandalized, if I may ask?
Very similar to the one that you reported. Things about local history. Things like that. That is strange, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, a couple of pages missing from a couple of books. A couple of maps missing from the specialist archives.
Matt,
Hmm.
the archives, like you mean the Stonewater Museum? That's what was taken.
I'm actually not sure what was taken from Stonewater. I didn't. Mabel was quite upset when I spoke to her. I didn't want to press her on it.
Can you recall anyone visiting the archives here recently?
Other than you four. I'm not going to make that accusation. Don't worry.
Oh, good.
No, and
I
someone
presume it
damaging
happened-
books. Maybe it's not safe to engage either.
Maybe. I presume it happened when the break-in happened. It was we missed it because of all the other carnage. But don't worry, it's upsetting. But none of those books were particularly valuable. Just sentimental.
Okay. Well, thank you. We will talk to you soon.
Have a good day.
You too. Scurry out.
Okay. All right. So you hop in your boat at the clubhouse and begin making your
Morning
way up
3.
the creek. Indeed, morning 3. 2 days remain. 1 day remains. So yeah, your boat, as river scouts, you have access to your boat. You have just upgraded it. It is your freedom, basically. It is your way to travel about. I don't think we need to move right now. Nobody's got any misfortune right now because you've all been quite efficient at clearing it. But I will just say, when you are aboard the cruise boat, that is the only time in the game that you can make what is called the crew move. So if any of you were carrying around any misfortunes, now would be a great time for one of you to connect with the other and try and clear one of those misfortunes by sharing a moment, a bit of uplifting camaraderie. You can also practice your hobby while performing the crew move, and you might have the opportunity to stumble across a clue whilst you are here.
Oh.
So actually gaining misfortune is a good thing, and you should all lean into it a bit more.
I'd love to.
Huh?
Yeah, I'd love to be unfortunate.
Sure.
Please. Yeah.
Roll worse.
Can I practice my hobby of doing sit-ups?
in a boat?
Yeah.
That's
That'll
hard
be
mode.
misfortune.
She's got it. She's got a certain schedule she has to keep to,
You're the captain of the ship. You got to keep it right. You got to steer it straight.
And like that's why she's like one of the upgrades I feel like is like a place that she can do sit-ups but still also be like see over the edge. So she kind of goes whoop, and then it's like all clear, back down.
Perfect.
Whoop. Okay, and then
shouting out orders to the rest of the crew like shape up that mizzen mast.
Ho!
I should have done more boat research before running this game, but there you go. Mizzen mast. That's what I got.
Roll the stuff.
Row.
Row.
You sail up river. It's a little ways to go, but it is. You could have taken the car, but it's actually one of those really weird scenarios where the river is the quicker way of getting there because they're both such isolated towns. You'd have to do a really big loop and hit motorways, and there's even a toll. It's just not worth it. You have a boat, you're going to use it. You're river scouts. This freezing, glowing fog remains and is quite dense. And similarly to how you saw passing figures when you were on land, you're sure that as you're making your way up the creek, you're passing the shapes of other boats in the water. And one in particular seems really quite large for a river of this size. But you can't ever catch a glimpse of them up close. They're always just obscured by this fog. And the other strange thing is that they make seemingly no sound. Whether the noise of rowing and creaking wood is just being obscured and muffled by the fog, it's hard to say.
Those
But
can't be real boats because on-water etiquette is that you have to wave to each other when you're passing by.
It just kind of hit me that like it was probably a bad idea to like hit the waves when we were just like kind of trying to figure out a pirate related mystery. That just kind of hit me.
And we also just remembered the Hilda pirate story
Yeah,
about
exactly.
the ghost pirate ship.
Yeah, sure.
But maybe Flame's friends will help us. We have something strong on our side too.
Mixed pepperoni. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. No, nothing can touch us while they're around. So
you are safe.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm glad that you're catchy god, bud.
I'm starting to believe.
But, if you told me that it was just like a little cute guy, then I would have been completely on board from the first moment, you know? So, this little guy, yeah.
Fair enough. I do need to work on my descriptive language. Let me hit up Quill.
All right. It takes you maybe an hour, let's say, and you make it to Stonewater. It's a very similar sort of town to Clawfoot. They're the same kind of people. Again, that very fishing industry focus. Not as touristy as Clawfoot, I don't think. Maybe the slightly more accessible town, so you're the one that people come to first. But again, you witness the same sort of scenes that you saw the first morning of like the docks in disarray. But it seems worse somehow here. There's, instead of things just being moved, things have been smashed. Things have actually been destroyed. Some of the boats have been vandalized quite badly to the point you can see entire crews of fishers standing around unable to go to work.
It's awful.
Yeah, things are really, really ramping up.
Do you think maybe when they were upset that they couldn't find what they were looking for with us, they kind of came through here and then they were getting real mad? That's kind of what I'm seeing? Or it's just a coincidence? Could be that.
They're looking for something, and maps, historical maps, were stolen from the library. I think these are really connected.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know what they're looking for, and they took all the maps.
Maybe
Well, if it's maps, it's a location, right?
the treasure, right? Maybe the treasure. But maybe. You know what? Mabel might know. Mabel might know something. It's a good place to start.
Okay. You head straight up to the Stonewater Museum, which is actually on a hill kind of overlooking the rest of the... It's not a cove because it's not the sea, but it's kind of an inlet in the river. And it has you run up the hill and then run back down.
Yeah.
Taunt everybody for not being fast enough and run back up.
No, I'm just kind of encouraging people like, come on, up and down, up and down.
You stop and do jumping jacks just to really rub it in. It's quite a nice building. Again, it's kind of classic small town, gray stone, but really lovely gardens laid out at the front, a clock tower at the top, that sort of thing. Very classical.
You're allowed everywhere in here.
Today you are.
Yes, the potential.
Did you wash this morning, Newt?
No.
You rode on a boat. Hopefully there was some spray.
Still a bit of spray.
Yeah.
The first thing that hits you as you approach is these beautiful gardens with like ovals of grass and meticulously laid flower beds. Total disarray. Absolute disarray. It looks like Newt has been let loose with a shovel. There's just
Newt, did you do this?
Everywhere.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
Was I sleepwalking?
Oh my
Dude,
gosh.
if so, your reach has really improved there, bud.
Yeah, it's impressive. But like, maybe a bit dangerous. So like, yeah, we should
I think I
Like
only got like a little smarter last night. I don't think I got sportier.
You got smarter? What?
Yeah, from those rock books. You guys were too busy in your situation you got going on with Quill. So
What?
I was reading my own books.
What? What?
Hmm.
What?
What situation?
What's it? What?
The research you were doing together.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
platonic research. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Good
thought you were
save.
doing such a great job together. You make a great team and all that.
Yep. Great.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so I was reading my own books and I got smarter.
Cool. Did
That's
I get
really cool,
anything?
Newt.
Did I get it smarter? No.
Ah,
Did anybody else get smarter? No. Anyone feeling different?
Can't help
No,
but
I-
feel that somehow Captain is annoyed that people have been hoarding the smarts. Like, if you're
Where
going
are
to gain
my
it,
smarts?
share.
maybe you
Like,
got a
strong.
0.5.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Back in my
halfway
team.
there.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Cap, it's probably the raisins. We got plenty. If you'd like
Yeah.
a few.
Yeah. No, I love those sweet little guys. Yeah. No, I'll take some. Yeah. She houses a bunch. Nom, 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 nom.
You
you.
Alright.
owe me. You owe me so hard.
So you pass the carnage outside and make your way inside. And again, just yet another, it's becoming blasé at this point, just another scene of absolute disarray. There are exhibits have been knocked over. There are books that have been just destroyed, all the pages ripped out and all thrown up into the air. It's a mess. And at the center, you see this little old lady, a little bit older than Clara, probably past retirement age, but again of that vocation of, this is what I love. What else am I going to do? There's only so much knitting I can actually achieve. I'm going to stay on and work. Little grey-haired lady just standing, looking forlorn at this point. The shock has passed as this happened yesterday, and now she's just forlornly trying to pull the pieces back together.
So sad, this place. Miss Mabel?
Oh, hello. Children. Hello. You must be the ones that Clara sent. Is that right?
We're here to help.
I appreciate that very much. As you can see, it's all a bit of a mess. I wasn't able to open yesterday. It was just a bit too much. So
Need help clearing up, or
I would appreciate that very much. Some of the other staff are here, and the volunteers are all helping out. But Clara said you might be able to help in a more specific way. I don't think she meant for you to come and do tidying.
Investigating.
We can do both, though. That's fine.
I'm very impressed by your multitasking skills.
Hmm.
Why did Clara in particular think you might be able to help? No offense. You just appear to be school children. What expertise do you have here?
I'm 16 years old, so
Have you finished school?
no.
She just lets that hang. She doesn't remember.
Yeah. Yeah. I just turned 16, so I'm pretty proud of that. So.
Well, we have a source that said that at least the next town over, something unusual happened in 1962. And with Clara's help, we were finding clues. And there seemed to be a lot of similarities that we're curious about.
And also, something was taken from your exhibit.
Yes, it was most upsetting. Not a prize piece exactly, but just something unique and interesting.
Was it a map? Was it rum?
It was neither. We don't keep rum on.
A rum map?
I'm not sure what one of those is.
I,
No,
Map only revealed
please.
by rum.
oh,
By setting it aflame.
yeah.
No, come with me, and I'll see what I can. I'll see what I can show you.
Sure.
And she leads you to an area of, it's a museum. It's very local history based, and it's got local agriculture and a big section on the history of fishing in the area, because that's a massive export for them. And then in the back, tucked away, kind of dusty and a little bit forgotten, is this area that specializes in relics of the past piracy in the region. And again, there's that animatronic. It's scraggly and terrible, and the beard is like falling off the bottom of the chin a little bit. It needs a bit of TLC, but there are another array of artifacts laid out as well, with their little neat plaques and cards explaining what they all are. I imagine every one of you has been here on a school trip at least once, so you're kind of familiar with the layout. And you can see every single one of the glass cases has been smashed at some point. Most of the things have been disturbed. Maybe one or two things you can see there might be a gap or something has been taken. Somebody was definitely looking for something here. And she leads you to a case and she says, yeah, this was the worst of it. And there is a very clear gap, and the plaque just reads brass compass circa 1617.
Okay, a compass. That is, you can use that to read maps. Well, not read them, but go in the direction the map says.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
a map and a compass would make a decent pair, yes.
But none
Especially
of
on
the other
foggy days like this.
Yeah, none of the other stuff in here looks like a compass, so why break everything looking for it if the goal was the compass?
Yeah. Newt,
Yeah.
this is silly. Do you think maybe you could? Are there any like footsteps or anything, or like footprints, or?
I take out my little pocket knife and flip out my magnifying glass on it.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Sounds like a curse roll to me.
Yeah.
What are you going to use with strength roll?
I think smart again.
Okay.
It's just observation.
Okay.
Am I able to help at all? Am I able to?
Well, you have got something banked that may help in this scenario.
Yeah.
Well, does this count if I'm using the tool? Do I get advantage because I'm using my pocket knife tool?
That's true. That's true.
Ooh.
So you've got an advantage. I will say I'm not sure that this is written precisely this way, but this is the way I want to interpret. I'm going to say you can roll it, and then if you want to sub in that saved 12 plus to make it into a triumph, I'll allow that.
Nice. Sounds good. So hopefully, with a +3 and an advantage, I can squeeze it by.
Double ones. Double ones.
Darcy!
You won misfortune.
It was a 2 and a 5.
Decent.
Okay.
And then it was a 2 again. So that's 7 + 3, 10 though.
That's 10. That's great. You find a clue. A clue with a capital
I find
C.
a clue.
Aha! Let's see. What clue is most useful? This is your third clue. My goodness.
Clue 3.
Let's see.
Goodness, we're proper detectives.
You're really good at this now.
Magnifying glass and everything. I mean, doesn't get more authentic.
All you need
than
now
that.
is the hat.
Exactly, the Deerstalker. Yeah.
So I'm going to say there's actually a couple of things here. There's a couple of things that come together. First of all, you would have noticed this as soon as you walked in the room, to be honest, was just a stench. And maybe some of you thought that it was just Newt, but this is a unique stench.
Or is it poo air?
It is not poo air. This is more fish air. This is more briny. And as you look for footprints, you find them. But it's the strangest thing. They are watery footprints. And I think we've already established that Newt is absolutely the kind of person who would do a little taste test.
Yeah,
Salt
obviously.
water. These are footprints made in salt water. They shouldn't still be here. They should not have been able to linger this long. And yet you're able to see the traces of them in the carpet.
And do I see them leading in and out, or just in?
It's difficult to make out exactly how many pairs there are and exactly what path they were taking, because there's obviously been a lot of them. They've all descended on this place. They're all crisscrossing in patterns. You can see them leading up to each of the cases. Somebody's had a look for something and gone, nah, smash this. and then walked away. But you can see a definite path of people coming in and going out again.
Can I follow this like chaotic jumble of footsteps?
Yeah, absolutely. You can give it a try.
Because they seem to be
Hmm.
crisscrossing, but they head into like, I'm assuming, the same direction.
I mean, they all head out towards the main door. If you want to backtrack them all the way to the entrance of the museum and try and keep going from there,
I do.
I'll say that's allowable. But I think that might have to be another move.
Uh-oh.
Mm.
So I'll leave you as that with an option. With that as an option, when you're ready to leave, if you want to track them, you absolutely
Yeah.
can try. But if there's anything else you would like to try and glean while you are here,
And Miss Mabel, what can you tell us about the compass as I'm trying to read the placard?
it's just she will tell you it was just a small regular piece of equipment that sailors would have used, and certainly pirates as well. It was about yay high, a very nice brass. We kept it polished and cleaned. It had a little leather case that would allow you to hook it onto a belt. But that we found that elsewhere. Somebody took it out and threw it away. So only the actual compass itself has been stolen. I can tell you more about the design and the manufacturer if you'd be interested.
Yeah, can we see the little leather pouch? Do you say you have that?
Yes, we put that in somewhere. And she goes rootling through it, like trying to be careful of all the smashed glass. She picks up this. It's kind of a rounded holster almost, with like a flat top and a buckle on the back so that it could be hooked over a belt.
Any name on there?
No, it was just some unknown sailors.
Speaking of unknown, have you recently been visited by a very charismatic salesperson carrying a briefcase suitcase?
No, I'm afraid that doesn't ring any bells.
Oh.
Okay.
We've had some visitors lately. I don't think anybody out of a couple of people from Clawfoot, certainly.
Ooh, who?
Well, there was a school trip the other day. That was they're always fun. And a couple of late night visitors. I believe the Fortuners were here with their friends. They'd been drinking, of course, as they're wont to do, but nice enough boys.
Okay. We should talk to them when we head back.
You don't think they had anything to do with this, do you?
They were drinking, you said. Was that did you catch a sort of smell of beer or other sort of liquor?
They weren't allowed to drink in here, obviously, but they had been drinking.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. They were celebrating something. One of them was celebrating something.
Interesting.
Was it Toby who was celebrating?
Have you met Toby?
Not personally.
It may have been his occasion, but he certainly didn't have the impression of a... He's not a very happy... He's always very, lovely bloke, I'm sure.
Okay.
And you mentioned the manufacturer and stuff from the compass?
Yes, I can get you all those details if you like.
Thank you.
It's relevant, yes. And she'll scurry off to another room to go and find the proper records, the written records.
Flame, do you have any friends in the room? Is it just us?
Any mixed pepperonis?
Flame?
And also, I don't know if Flame can hear us.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, because I think it might be the same thing that happened recently.
Oh no. Let's double check with Mo. Can you hear us, Mo? Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm worried if your audio had cut out again.
I'm looking. I want to time the thing I want to do correctly, and I don't think I should do it now.
Okay. Perfect. Makes sense.
I mean, you guys know what I can do. I shared it. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I should make that as like end game as possible to help.
Mhm.
Okay.
I
Cool.
feel like we've gained the information that we can gain here.
Okay. Right. I think we should get the records and stuff from Miss Mabel, and then we can go and talk to the Fortuna gang.
And then we
yeah.
can also track the footsteps.
Yeah, you found them? There's
Yeah.
cool. What do they look like? Are they just like just footsteps? Just normal.
They're wet. Seawater wet. Yeah. But they should have like seawater and the carpet doesn't like look like that for over a day, you know?
No. Okay. So we've seen a big giant squid thing and then a bunch of little crab things and then mixed pepperoni and then we've read about the pirates and stuff coming all out and doing all the things and then also Hilda told the story about the pirates to us before. Just like maybe if there was something potentially supernatural going on. I'm not saying that there is, but if there was, that seems like maybe some ghost pirates came up and just took the thing, you know, like that would be absurd. But but does that make sense?
That makes
No.
a lot of sense. Yeah.
That's no less absurd than Flame's friend and mixed pepperoni and the giant octopus.
Yeah.
Maybe they walked out of the sea. They didn't even have a rowboat back.
Walked on. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm having like a mind thing going on. I don't know what's happening. This is like, you know, proper thinking right now. Okay, so so
You can do this, Cap.
yeah,
I believe on you. You've always believed in me.
Yeah, of course. You've got this, New, but I've got this too. Cool. Did we hear something about somebody having an artifact that kind of made them not act like themselves? Is that what we heard?
We heard that the peddler gives people an artifact that it sells them this object that takes the shape of things upon their like wildest imaginings, like whatever they desire most. And then we saw that Toby was very sketchy about something in their
Super
pocket.
sketchy.
And then came in yesterday celebrating something, but not looking happy about it.
No.
So
like,
if you achieved something beyond your wildest dreams, but you're also being possessed by a demon, I think it would be an unhappy celebration.
yeah, kind of like a you know, one or the
Yeah.
other kind of balancing act. Yeah, not great, but also
Yeah.
great. So okay, so what if? So if they came in the other day, they might have been like, oh, we'll go and scope the place out, and then we'll send our pirate peeps to come and take the thing. What if
Yeah,
they're
with the
controlling the guys?
yeah.
You know?
With the
What if?
amount of footsteps here, it does seem very minion-like.
Yeah. Scrambling all over each other like zombie pirate
Didn't
guys.
even know how to tell what a compass was until they
Didn't
broke
even know.
every glass.
That's exactly it, no, because that's the thing. Because like, why would they have just like smashed everything? Why would they have
Mhm.
I
done
mean,
that?
maybe it was dark in here.
Maybe that's true. Maybe it was dark.
I know a thing.
Okay,
or two
I'm
about
out of
darkness.
ideas. Yeah.
That was very good conjecturing. Very good.
Well, we'll find out when we follow the trail.
Okay. Oh, we should wait for
Question.
Mabel to come back.
What do we do when? Are we like stopping them, or are we like making sure that they have the adequate things that they need to leave, or like what are we doing? Are we?
I didn't think that far ahead.
What if we get the artifact back to the one that talked to us that very first day? Would they know what to do with it? They seemed. We agreed we'd trust them.
Oh, to the watcher, to the octopus. I like that idea. Let's give the octopus a gift.
I mean, I can't think of anything else better to do with the thing.
Yeah, because if we keep it, we'll probably just get possessed ourselves. Not nice.
or like, because it would be really cool to have like a cool friendship group of like zombie pirates that you could like hang out with. So I'd be
that
like
would be so
tempted.
cool.
Yeah.
What would you wish for?
Like I don't know what's the best way to combine working out and coffee. So maybe like a coffee workout machine that like while I'm working out I like do a pull up and then like it's got like a thing attached that just kind of puts coffee in my mouth, and then I go down and then I pull myself back up and then down.
Hey Aspen, have you patented a protein coffee yet?
No, what? Can I do that?
I'm sure. I mean, your dad's literally the mayor. You could probably do anything.
Oh my god. I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. Oh my god. Thank you.
Just like your dad.
Just like my dad. Oh, Flame, thank you so much. Business partners. And I start shaking your hand vigorously. Business partners.
That's a lot of pressure, but thanks.
Business partners. It's gonna be big. Let's go.
All
find some.
right. Let's
What do we learn about this
track-
compass before we head out?
So nothing. I mean, it's
Just
an
stuff.
antique. Yeah, it's just like an antique history of like it was probably manufactured by this person in London at this time and was cheap and affordable for your regular old Jack sailor.
It's just totes historic and old.
There was no history of used by noted zombie pirates. Like, unfortunately, none of that.
The stamp of
you probably-
authenticity.
Right?
Mhm.
You might find it quite interesting. Like the font is like the font that is used is actually really interesting. It was more of a standardized font, but it also had this
Comic
touch of color.
Sans?
It was Comic Sans. Compass Sans.
Beautiful.
So yeah, a little bit of information that you can pocket away to find interesting later, but nothing that tells you much about it. No magical powers as such. So to track these tracks, I think this is going to be a good old catch-all scout move from Newt.
You got it. Scout move. Okay.
As we're scouting, can I also ask everyone what their ultimate thing would be if if they got the chance to have what their heart desires?
Dirt that wouldn't make my tummy hurt.
I wasn't expecting that. I should have expected it, but I wasn't.
You should have, really.
I should have, yeah.
Maybe.
Mhm.
A tummy that could eat anything.
Like Kirby.
Like Kirby!
Yeah. Just be a Kirby. That's fun.
Okay. Tracks, though.
Yeah, remember
yeah.
those?
What am I rolling here?
A scout move. So it is entirely up to you what strength you would like to use.
I think, again, it's observation, so I'll go smart.
Okay.
Do I get advantage on this one again for using magnifying
Using
glass?
magnifying glass? Yeah.
Okay. Let's go. Oh, those were really bad rolls, but I got a 9.
9. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh,
Oh
thanks,
no.
guys.
There
Your
you go.
navigator will explain how your actions leave you vulnerable.
No.
After I do so, you can
Ooh.
choose to back down or you can continue. And if you
Wow.
continue, I get to describe
Never
how it
back
plays out.
down, never what?
Beautiful. Doesn't even want to hear what the potential consequences might be. So I may not have explicitly described this, but the fog is everywhere. This fog completely enshrouds this whole town. And you're all going along in a foggy environment in a town that is not your own, eyes glued to the ground, tracking what you believe are zombie pirates. If that's not a vulnerable position, I don't know what is. So I think I'm going to give everybody a misfortune because I've just decided I can do that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. charge.
Done.
Everybody gains 1. We're going to call it like muddled or lost.
Mhm.
I think you've
Just
already
like that
put-
one show.
just like that show, muddled. You're already in a perilous position. Okay, this is brilliant. Yeah, this is the one I'm going to do. What sort, like, it's not D&D, but what would your marching order be? Like who would be walking with who would be clumped up with who?
I mean, Newt at the front, magnifying glass just going.
True.
Anybody hot on Newt's tails, or is it just the rest of the three of you clumped up?
Everyone's left Newt behind.
I think I'm at the back to kind of like, cover us, make sure the backs are covered.
Okay.
Sure. I'm cool with being in the middle of the sandwich. Do you want to be peanut butter or do you want to be jelly? Aida.
I have a confession. I think I've maybe eaten one PBJ in my life.
I've never eaten any. I don't
haven't either.
understand what
You
the
are
marching order
missing
is of
out.
peanut butter and jelly. I don't like jelly.
And I'm American technically, so that's
Yeah.
like the, but I like jelly over peanut butter. I also don't get
Sure.
peanut butter. Where does that go in the
Cool.
sandwich? You
Yeah,
tell
good
me.
to know. What does that mean?
Whenever, so you do the peanut butter and then you do jelly on top. So I would say it's Newt, Gabby,
Okay.
Hawkins, Aspen.
So you're kind of all separated from each other. There's no two of you engaging in conversation clumped up together. You're all just spread out and following Newt.
Like we're on a conga line sort of thing.
Perfect. Even better. The option that is provided for me that I have chosen is separate the crew. So as you are walking along, vulnerable, muddled, confused, and lost, one of you is eating a PB&J, one of you're reading the notes left over from the compass, you're focused on these tracks in front of you, and suddenly all four of you look up and realize that each of you is alone. The fog surrounds you, it is freezing cold, and you all become aware of a distant booming noise. That's where we're going to take a real quick break, just for 5 minutes while I refresh my water.
Nice.
And then we're going to come back for the final half and
Ah.
see if we can finally solve this mystery.
Well done.
All right. It'll be 5-10 minutes for us. It'll be instantaneous for you lucky folks watching the VOD. So we'll see you in a second. Welcome back. It is the final part of our Cryptid Creeks actual play. We don't want it to end. We're having so much fun.
Yeah.
But end it must because things are getting really real. I'm going to ask producer Mo, to tick over that curse clock and show in its full, glorious, colorful beauty. This is what happens when you reach phase 4, okay?
You
The
hear that,
curse.
gamers? Any percent speed run, full curse clock. Let's go.
My goodness.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure if it's a full clock, it's automatically 100%, but I take your point.
It's so pretty. Oh.
The curse is threatening to take over. Things are now as dangerous as they get. To make matters worse, the four of you have been separated by this freezing mystical fog. But you have 3 clues in hand. Now, this is a rating 6 mystery, so that is enough for you to roll the final curse breaker move.
Ooh.
Uncover the culprit and try and rid the creek of this curse. To do that, you're going to need to be in the vague vicinity of what you believe the item to be. So we'll rejoin you on the streets of Stonewater and find out how you're going to reunite and how you're going to get back home.
Well,
I have a plan.
Well, I just want to say with Newt's 3 smarts, she opens up the walkie-talkie and says, Marco!
Okay. All of
Okay.
us, they're like, how are we going to resolve this? And you're immediately on it. I love it.
Sorry, what was your
Well,
actual plan?
No, that's good. That's really good. I was gonna say while that's happening, so I'm not sure how far away everybody is from each other. I was gonna use the Eries to like swim us all and like kind of herd us back together.
Mm-hmm. You could
Kind
certainly,
of,
yeah.
border collie style, but with crabs.
You can certainly have them kind of milling around, and they're kind of ethereal and glowy. You can certainly use them as little beacons to guide each other back to each other. And the Marco Polo method is really tried and true. I definitely think in using all that together.
I'm just saying I'm using it through the walkie-talkie. There's no way to know where I am.
Yeah, exactly. I think I hear you on the walkie-talkie, and then I yell out loud, Polo! Polo! No.
You're supposed to say polo over.
Polo over. You didn't say.
Polo
Hang on. You didn't say over the first time over. So don't talk to me about saying over.
Over where over?
You know what I mean. No, over.
Mo, if you'd like to go ahead and roll an eerie move for us.
This is great. This works because I feel like this is how the Eries find us to begin with. Is just incessant yelling. So
It's true. Your voices are ringing out, and you notice as you're out and about there, it's not just each other that you've lost, but you can't see anybody else on the streets. It's the middle of the day. Things should be thriving in this town, and it's empty. So quiet. Mo pulled a great face.
we might have to rely more on Samantha than I thought, because I rolled a 4 on the dice, so that's a 6
4?
total.
That is a
7
6 or
total.
under. 7 total. There's a difference.
Because of my ear, that's because of my compass. Yeah.
Right. That's perfect, because that's the difference between two different tiers of result.
Dang.
So if you have a 7, your communication. This is the only result you've got for this move so far, Mo. Your communication with the
know!
Eries goes awry, and they do something unexpected. The navigator describes how this plays out. Well, let me take a quick look at my list. I'm not going to continue to separate you, because that would.
I was gonna say they're gonna pick Newt up and just like take her somewhere. Just,
Yeah.
Gulliver's Travel style. I'm just gone.
Firstly,
I was gonna say that they're clacking in Morse code, Marco.
nah.
Polo.
Firstly, that's definitely a misfortune for you, Hawkins.
Yay.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, let's
That's
turn
2.
it. Should we turn it up to 11?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's endgame, baby, of course.
By the way,
is.
Gabby is totally scared. Gabby might be fighting back tears. Gabby is like, where'd my friends go? What if I didn't get to say what I wanted to say to Cap? Why did I wait this long? They're all gone.
Who's crying?
How do I know you're not ghost pirates?
What? Over? No.
So this is what I'm gonna choose. Okay, yeah, let's go all out. So you call for the Eries to help, and you get a couple of crabs appear. And there's this, they scuttle around and they're making their little clicky noises. And then you notice one of them looks a little bit off. It's not glowing blue, it's kind of glowing sort of greenish purple. And you look a bit closer, and it's a shiny little bug kind of thing, but it's not a crab. You can see that this Eerie, and it is definitely an Eerie, but it's a beetle? Like a little green, purple, shiny black carapaced beetle.
Can I hold out a hand?
It nips it. And as you look, there are more, what you assumed were more crabs coming in to help, more Eerie crabs, and it's just beetles. And there's dozens of them making their way towards you, and they don't look helpful. And then, before I describe the next thing that happens, I need to ask a question about Hawkins. You're a teenager, and it's a difficult time, but you know everything, and your relationships are messy, and we've all been there, right? What for Hawkins? You were just born a little guy.
Yeah. I'm born a little guy, stay a little guy. Die a little guy.
Not in this game. If you were to be approached by an adult in this situation, what would be the most comforting kind of appearance? The most comforting type of person who could approach you right now?
Probably a fellow not like outcast, but somebody who looks openly like either nerdy, so like I don't know, big old like bottle glasses, like just very like I don't know, somebody who appreciates the thrift store and just wears what they want to wear because they like it. They don't really care what other people think. Hence the Mothman hoodie.
Perfect. I love that. So that's basically exactly the descriptor that you would apply to the person who steps out of the fog in front of you. It's like she's like an older not old like the old ladies you've encountered, maybe sort of late 20s, early 30s. Very, very goth mommy, very pale makeup, the black eyeliner. She's dressed in what is very obviously thrifted, but very nightly. She's been to one of the nicer thrift stores in like a nice neighborhood where the people are throwing away decent things from the upmarket stores. And it's this black dress with petticoats, and she's got tights and these big, thick, chunky, clunky boots. She looks rad. And in one hand is this black bag, this black suitcase. And she steps out of the fog, and you can see that these beetle eries are just swarming her. They're surrounding her and following where she goes. She steps out of the fog, and she says, "What are you doing?"
Hawkins like looks from her boots all the way up to her, I'm assuming also fabulous hair.
Oh, absolutely.
Clutching probably a little bit too tightly before noticing and retracting a second ghost. I'm just trying to get back to my friends. I think it's in everybody's best interest if I do so. But you seem really cool and fun, and you have lots of these, like displaying ghost.
Not quite.
Can you see him? Can you see
I see him, yes. He's adorable.
Ghost blushes.
I don't think it is in your best interest that you go back to them. You know, they don't really respect you. They all think you're weird.
That's interesting because Samantha has told me many times that she in particular is thankful that I was the first one to try the raisins. So, how can somebody who doesn't respect me use me for free labor? You know what I mean?
That's a whole other conversation about capitalism that I'm not really here to have. All I'm saying is they think you're weird. They wish you weren't around. They've ditched you on purpose. But it's okay. I can help.
I'll humor you for a second. How?
Well, I'm very good at reading people. I'm very good at knowing what people want deep down. And I'm very good at connecting people with things. If there's something that you really want that would make you truly happy, it's just possible that I might be able to supply that. And she lifts the briefcase and gives it a pat.
I mean, that's really interesting, but is there by chance anything stolen in there? Because I specifically remember when we were in that place, there was more than one thing missing. And I'm just wondering if perhaps
No,
little fingers
no. Everything I come by is
ethically
bargained.
sourced.
Ethical, again, is a strong word with a lot of nuance, and we don't have a lot of time. I came by them honestly. I'm very good at making bargains and deals, and I'm a very astute business person. I'd like to make a deal with you, Hawkins. If there's something that you would like, my prices are very reasonable.
As referenced previously early in the Hawkins will stare at the fourth wall camera episode, I have no money. I have one singular coin that my Eerie found this morning. So if that's an appropriate form of currency that you accept, I suppose. But also, and then like while all of this has been happening, Hawkins has been reaching around slowly to their walkie-talkie and is hitting the button just like up close, like really like in like a hurried whisper, like Marco Polo over copy Marco Polo over copy Marco Polo over, like until like she starts talking like just increasingly like louder.
She can see you doing this.
Yeah.
Just to clarify. As that starts coming through the walkies, where is everybody else? What is anybody else doing to try and get back to each other? We'll just leave you in jeopardy for a minute, Hawkins. It's all good.
Yep.
Okay, so what can you see around you over?
The fog. Over.
Okay, I can also see fog, so I think we're close. Over.
No. No, over. You know,
Hawkins
I'm just gonna go ahead.
Hawkins is gonna be honest with you guys and just while making eye contact with this person, go, guys, I think I found the peddler. Like very confidently.
In front of the peddler.
Yeah, over the walkie-talkie. And with that, we'll drop Ghost and hope that Ghost goes to get help.
I yell, "You what? Peddler! Face me!"
Are you safe? Flame, are you okay? Flame,
I mean, I
don't
just let
anything
Ghost
they
go.
want.
I mean, I've got my coin. We'll see. I might have to make a couple of deals. I'll keep you guys updated.
Okay.
Why is
Given
no
that
one staying over?
Darcy, can I do something that I'm not good at, but I'm gonna try because I like my
Please.
friends.
Nothing could make me happier.
Okay, fantastic. I thinking that Ghost is probably with Flame, or near Flame at least.
Mhm.
Can I try and roll an attuned, which I have -1 to try and
Amazing.
find
Please.
my friend? Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
Wonderful stuff. Okay, whoop, whoop. That's a 4.
Oh, good. And what math are we doing?
What are we doing? Sorry,
Math?
what?
We're doing a minus?
We're doing a minus, yes.
Amazing.
So I did roll a 3, which would be a 7, but then I add a -1, so it's a 6. It takes it down to. But unless I do have,
Unless. Does it apply to this?
I think so. It says I have resilience during the final phase of the curse. As a one-off, I can elevate any of my rolls by a single level. If I roll a 6-, it will become a mixed success. So I'm going to do that.
That is what
Or use the
happens.
12. Use
Or
the
use 12.
Isn't that... Wait, is that for all of us, or is it just for...
Yes.
It's for everybody.
Use the 12.
It's for everyone? Yeah, okay, I'll use the 12 if everyone's okay with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be really clear. Taking it to a 7-9 wouldn't really help. That is what keeps happening to Mo, where things keep going awry.
Sure.
So your best bet. Listen, the Erie's just having an off day, okay?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Your best bet is to go with a 12 for sure.
Okay, cool.
It's
Just
usually their
my
day off,
sheer
sorry.
determination.
Yeah, I love the idea that you do that with the skill that you are least proficient with. That's fantastic.
I'm gonna find you, mixed pepperoni.
Okay, so on a 12 plus with the Erie move, either the Eries hand you a cryptid key that they have stolen from the Watcher, not super helpful right now, or they reveal something about the peddler. I think that is by far and away the most useful thing right now. I think the easiest thing for them to do is to just illuminate. Suddenly this whole new slew of Eries arrives. Thank goodness there is nobody else on this street, because it is just swarming with tiny supernatural entities. And suddenly the beetles are outnumbered by the crabs. They come swarming in, they're scuttling along the ground, they're flying through the air, they are shimmering in this light blue, icy color of the sea. And they come to you and they listen to your plea, and they shoot off into the fog. You can see the trail being left, shimmering and glittering.
I'm like a Terminator running, like.
And where you're standing, Hawkins, suddenly all of these crabs, these beautiful blue glow, just surrounds the peddler. And for a moment, she's taken aback. She like hisses and puts her hand up to block the light.
Are we both thinking the same thing?
I don't know. You go first.
Okay.
Really? Are you coming from the back?
Yeah, I'm coming from the back, and I think as soon as I see the peddler, I'm gonna like look to you, look to them, and then look to the case they're holding and try and grab it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was gonna lunge. I was
Nice.
gonna lunge 100%.
Think-
Like dropping
okay, so
the
I think
walkie-talkie.
we like catch each other's eyes, and then we just both know what we're about to do, and then and then like maybe if you try and like throw them off a little bit more, then I'll grab the case. Yeah.
Okay, here's what happens. Hawkins, seeing with the fresh illumination coming, seeing Aspen headed in from the other side of the fog, will throw the walkie-talkie, forcing this gorgeous person to have to try to like defend themselves and catch it, meaning like they only have one hand on the briefcase.
Yeah.
Nice.
They're already thrown off a little bit. Like the
Yeah.
light
Yeah.
of the Aries has already caught them off guard. I will also say, as this is happening, the other two of you, you haven't wandered far from each other. You're able to see this eruption of light go streaking down the street and then settle on one particular place. So you're aware of where everything is happening as
Take
well.
me to my friend.
Cool. Yeah. And you can also hear coming from the light, just like Max Pepperoni, flame, and then I'm gonna, I'll run and grab the case out of the peddler's hand.
Okay, that definitely sounds like something that is a bit risky. So let's call it a scout move.
Okay.
Give me 2d6 plus whatever stat you believe best suits.
I think it's a bit sporty.
It's quite
personally.
sporty, that, isn't it?
It's a bit
I
sporty, isn't
A
it?
little bit sporty.
Sporty, yeah.
And I love the duality that you rolled, but you were a stat for me. So I'm
Mhm.
about to do the same thing for you.
Yeah. Oh,
The
cute.
power of friendship.
I'm so scared.
Oh.
I'm so scared.
Wait, is it you rolling or me rolling? Who's rolling?
We're both
Who's-
rolling? Are we
Both rolling?
Is
Yeah,
it like
yeah.
a
Both
mutual
I mean,
thing,
cool,
like
cool,
what we
cool.
did earlier?
Go for it.
Nice. Wonderful stuff. Ooh. It's not
Was that a good?
It's
That
either
was a-
very good or very bad.
That was initially bad and then good. So I got a 1 and a
Love
6,
that.
so, which that does take me up to a 9 with my +2. However, now I'm gonna use Undaunted and make that a pass.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
You achieve what you intended. All right. Mo, how'd it go for you?
I rolled an 11, so that makes it a 10 with a -1.
Both
What?
do
Let's
exactly what you
go!
intend to do.
Which
Describe
is
how it
wild
plays out.
to me.
Describe how it plays out, the pair of you.
Okay. Yeah. We lock eyes
you
and we
make-
both know immediately what we're gonna do.
Mm.
But-
The walkie-talkie leaves my hand, narrowly misses Aspen's shoulder, as like, well, no, maybe it like hits you first and like bounces off, like, and hits the other person in the shoulder, forcing them to like, I mean, because I know you can take a hit,
Oh yeah.
right? So like the ricochet, like forcing them to like lean forward a little bit, and you're already coming at them from the back.
Mhm.
So like they probably end up tackled onto the dock,
Yeah.
and you can like wrestle the thing from
Mhm.
them. I'll just
And as I like run over and I do the tackling, and to counteract everything they were saying about you being strange and us not caring, I yell out, "Get away from my friend!" as I tackle them.
Yeah, she goes down hard, and the briefcase comes loose. You're able to scoop it up. I mean, the Eries are swarming around you. It's like they're having their own mini battle, inspired by your sudden burst of violence and sportiness. You see the crabs are like diving at the beetles, and the beetles are like
no way.
returning with their pincers. It's chaos, absolute chaos on the docks. The other two of you, you see this going down.
Quill is gonna run towards it,
Toward the danger.
Yeah.
assuming that's where friends went.
How clear is like vision in general? Is it just around that area? It's not like lifting the fog at all now.
No, it's just illuminating the fog. It's really anime. They're like having this battle in the fog, illuminated by
yeah,
these
yeah,
tiny
yeah.
glowy spotlights. It looks super cool.
Okay, because I don't want to lose the trail that I'm on if I go into the fog and then
Ooh.
leave it.
Good point. I will say you had managed. You rolled success. No, you got a complication, but you did still manage to do what you were intending to do with that roll to follow the trail.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, because the complication was that we got lost.
Yes. So
Or
you
we
got lost, but you
split
did.
up.
You did manage to follow the tracks, and that has brought you correctly to the docks. You can
Okay.
see that at some point, you were at the front, so you followed it all the way through. You can see that these tracks led down to the docks, and then they stop at the end of the dock. Presumably, they got on board a ship.
Okay.
You are not far from where you've moored your own boat.
Well, I guess Newt's just gonna be like, we gotta hurry. They went in a boat.
Do we hear that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm running
Darcy-
towards you guys.
Genuine question. Do we know at this point that we need to destroy the compass once we get it?
I believe so. I believe that came to light with the thing you learned about the peddler from the Hilda move. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get up and I will help Flame up, and I'll say to the peddler, if you try to do anything bad, then I'm throwing this case straight into the ocean. I'm doing it. I'm gonna do it.
The peddler is like still down on the ground, still blinded, and this is not going the way that she intended it to go or how she expected it to go. So she just kind of dazedly looks at you and says, I never forget a face.
I do. It's a problem. Whatever. And then I I have like a face blindness thing. It's kind of rough. Anyway,
stop showing off, lady.
Yeah. Come on, Flame.
Okay, so are we gonna go get the compass and then also destroy the thing in this case? There is something in there, by the way. She tried to make a deal with me.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we can do that.
Two birds, one stone. I'm sure Newt can help with that. I don't know.
Yeah. And we get to the boat and just Newt is there?
I think you all kind of like you're all running
We'll
down to the
stumble.
yeah.
Can we say Ghost, who had no defensive mechanisms, went to go get Quill because they couldn't participate in the fray?
Absolutely. Birds of a feather.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Thanks, Pepperoni. Will you take me to my friends? Okay.
All right. You make it onto the boat. Presumably, you just cast off and push away and head back towards Clawfoot as quickly as you possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
The fog still rolling in, and as you progress down the creek, you heard this booming sound. You hear it continuing periodically. Something just booms out over the water, and it's coming from Clawfoot Creek.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever we're looking for is probably where that big boom is, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah.
And they're not just doing like an outdoor filming of Inception.
Like a viewing, or the filming like a new Inception, or like
I don't
why
like
would they
like a
actually post?
viewing.
A viewing.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do we destroy this?
That's a good question. I could do big stamp on it.
Big
Is the
stamp is
briefcase
pretty
locked?
good.
What?
This is me asking as a person. Is the briefcase locked?
Yes.
Darn.
There is no lock on it, but you cannot open it. You get the sense that the briefcase might be a metaphor.
That's a shame.
We destroy it by giving it to the Watcher?
Yeah, we can give this to the Watcher. Sure. Yeah. Oh, not the suitcase. The compass. Yeah. We can give everything to the Watcher. Yeah.
Let's see here. Do we think? Okay. What I'm going to say is slightly different to the way it is written in the rules, but I think now would be a really great time to. You've got your heads together. You've got a little moment of calm before the real storm. Is it time to roll the Curse Breaker move?
I guess.
I mean, it seems like that's how we're heading.
Mm-hmm.
We're on our voyage of.
You've gathered 3 clues. You think you know who. You think you know what. And you think you understand how the curse is manifesting through Toby.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's enough to give it a go.
Okay.
You can hold off and you can get back to Clawfoot and you can attempt to gather one more clue if you want a bit more surety. It's up to you.
Do we know what we would be using to roll it? Like, would it be a specific strength?
No, it is subject to no other modifiers or advantages. You roll 2d6 plus the number of clues you have gathered.
Ooh.
So if you had another one, you would be adding one more to the roll. But it's up to you.
I see.
And it's going to be double sixes anyway. Don't worry about
The
it.
way you guys have been rolling, sure.
Yeah, so good.
And if we weren't rolling now, we're literally chasing Toby. or
Yeah.
if we're chasing someone in a ship that left saltwater footprints. They're ahead of us somewhere, we don't know, but
Yeah.
we're
And it sounds like they're at Clawfoot.
Mm.
I'll give you
Let's
this
do it.
one piece of information before you get there. Let's just say you're pulling into Clawfoot as you begin to arrive and begin your procedure to dock. You become aware once more of the shape of a ship in the river. And I say ship rather than boat. It is a galleon. It's a large boat. And the source of this booming noise becomes quite apparent as cannon fire begins to ring out ahead of you.
Oh no.
As you
Oh, no.
approach, this is no more a ghostly ship. These are no more apparitions. You can see a pirate ship attacking Clawfoot.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all.
Our,
Okay.
We didn't
Our-
install
correct.
cannons on this thing, did we?
our,
No.
our town and all the people we know, and is oh, what happens tomorrow if we don't solve this?
I guess we're just gonna have to solve it. There's no other alternative. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. We're gonna. Is there any way to safely get around the ship and not be in the cannon fire?
Yeah, it's a little way out, and you're a small boat, so you can maneuver through.
Cool.
Good job, Skipper.
Got it. Yeah. I'm gonna get us to shore safely, and then we're gonna find the Fortuna brothers, and we're gonna confront them, and then we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna sort it out. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Yeah.
Okay. You
It's a speedboat, apparently.
manage to dock in the near dark of this fog. The cannon fire is booming out. And as you hit the dock, you can hear carnage. I feel like I've overused that word, but this is that scene in Pirates of the Caribbean where they've come for the medallion. They've come for Elizabeth Swann, right?
Mhm.
There are figures moving everywhere. You can hear the sounds of cutlasses scraping. You can hear footsteps pounding down streets. The smell of alcohol and burning is just thick in the air. And the sound of pirates. The sound of shouting, screaming from the residents, crumbling mortar as cannonballs hit the sides of buildings. This curse is here to take over your town. Your time to act is now.
I'm scared.
You're being so brave.
If we make it out of this, Newt, I promise to taste more things with you. And if we make it out of this, Flame, I promise to like spend like real hard time like investigating and finding the truth in every amazing story you tell us, because there's some beautiful truth to it. I will do that if we get out of this. And Cap, if we get out of this,
It's not the time. Yeah. What is it? What were you gonna say? Sorry, you oohed.
the reflex.
It's okay.
Can we go on a date?
Yeah. No. Absolutely. Yeah. Cool. No.
Then we better survive this.
Okay, if that takes place on the boat before you dock and get off, I think that absolutely meets the criteria of a crew move, which
Okay.
would probably come in real handy right now.
There you go.
Mhm.
So
As we're getting off the dock, I'm like, I'm sorry I yelled at you for wooing. I'm really stressed.
this is a lot, and I'm only 16.
Really sorry.
Okay.
I just think you're really cool and smart and pretty.
Darcy, hear me out.
Oh.
It also says if you're practicing your hobby while performing the crew move, you have an opportunity to stumble across a clue. And I would gather that Gabby's hobby is
Wooing?
is crushing on Aspen. Is that not true?
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
I mean, the navigation of this boat is both a mental heavy toll and a
Mhm.
physical one that is very pleasant to behold.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Watching Captain is definitely your hobby. 100%. So go ahead and roll. I can't see a stat that you add. I think it's just a straight 2d6. And you have the chance to clear a misfortune or stumble across a clue.
So that's
Double 6 is easy.
Easy.
Quill, right?
Please.
Is Quill doing it?
Who's rolling?
Yeah, Quill, you're doing the move.
Oh.
You're creating the moment. This is your moment.
Crush roll. Come on,
Don't
baby.
use the llama die.
Okay.
Can I add like a weird little like not condition to this, but like I think that like Cap is like kind of facing you. And depending on the rolls, something may or may not happen.
May or may
you know?
not.
I don't know.
Double ones, Cap says no.
I got a double of something.
Is it ones?
No,
Sixes.
no,
We'll take 4s.
double 5s.
Nice.
Hey!
Amazing. Right. Because that was addressed to everybody, and I think you all have like multiple misfortunes right now, so everybody can clear one misfortune.
Ooh.
Cool.
The muddled one, I guess.
And you find a clue. What is your final clue?
I close my eyes to find a clue.
What if Cap leans in a bit and then goes, "What's that over there?" And looks past.
Quill's like eyes closed, head tilted, ready to go. What?
Just trying to get a better look, a better vantage point.
Let me see. Okay. I don't have anything listed that is really climactically appropriate. So let's say this. You take a good look at what you're about to face, and you see these hordes of pirates. They are ransacking the town. It becomes clear in that moment that this is what this has led to. They've been searching. They've been looking for something. And now they think they know where to find it. They're still having a bit of pirate fun, creating as much chaos as they can as they go, but they are definitely heading in a specific direction. And as you climb out of the boat and begin to follow them, they're going the way that you were going to go. They are heading for the Fortuna Lounge.
But this is our town. We know how to get there fastest, even in this fog. Right?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna take Quill's hand and then lead everyone either to my truck, but it's gonna be super foggy. No, not the truck. We'll just run, right? Better run. Yeah.
Sounds good. You cut through the side streets. You take the shortcuts that you're aware of. You're not stopping to smash windows and light fires. You may have to dodge the occasional cannonball as it potentially comes flying through.
Oh my gosh.
But you do manage to make it there before the rest of the pirates. You can see...
Thank you for narrating that. I don't think I'd be able to make that sporty roll.
I genuinely thought about making a scout roll, but
I will
in the
eat snails.
in the
Some
interest
people
of
do that
time.
already.
I mean, I'm happy to roll a sporty roll if you have a cannonball come towards me. I think that would be fun.
I just don't want to. I don't want you to fail, and I don't want to introduce another complication at this point because you're so close. You're so close to
I'll
the
take
end.
like 4 misfortunes. No, it's fine.
Don't almost threaten me with a good time. You make it to the Fortuna Lounge. You can see lights on inside. You can see people moving about. What would you like to do? How would you like to approach?
I look to the others.
Toby!
Let's get him!
Okay, cool. If we're going with that, cool.
I might have a badge for this.
Ooh.
Go for it.
Did I find the target first?
Okay. Because things are really heightened. I think that Cap is going to go up to the door and kick it open.
Perfect. Yeah. It's not locked, but you can see inside. There's the two, the Fortuna siblings, and Toby cowering. The only word for it is cowering. Beneath a table, underneath a chair, one of them behind the bar with their eyes just peeking out, seeing what is going on. Max, Max Fortuna, by the way, is one of the greatest names I've ever heard in my life.
So good.
Yeah.
Max looks out at you and goes, "What? Kids, what on earth are you doing here? Get inside, it's not safe.
You
We
hear
are
that.
inside.
You see that.
Get inside and close the door.
All
Was
right,
it not locked? Val, did you not lock that? I don't know. I'm sorry, I didn't. Lock it. Get in and lock it. Get down."
Get it.
From
Like,
outside, there's a sound of
lock it.
smashing glass as some shops' windows are just blown apart.
Toby, what did you wish for?
What?
What did you wish for?
What do you got in your pocket? Take it out now. Show us.
Now it's definitely time for the curse breaker move. 100%. So 2d6 plus 4 now because you gained that extra clue.
Oh yay! Yeah.
Who
And
would
it's-
like the burden and the triumph of rolling?
We can all roll. Two of us can roll one dice. I have the badge if this helps in any way. I have the opportunity to convince an otherwise challenging town person to come around to our way of thinking, Toby.
Okay.
In this case.
Okay.
Okay.
Affect anything? Give an extra die? Probably not. Just for the story then.
Just the story. Just the story. You appeal to him, and you see as you do it, you see his hand immediately go to his pocket and clench something.
Yeah.
Okay.
He looks open to listening to what you have to say.
Who wants to roll?
I'm too nervous. I don't
Okay.
want
I'll roll, but if someone else wants to roll with me, that's also okay.
Yeah.
You guys both roll 1.
Oh,
If
Yeah.
you want.
Well, please
Okay.
don't roll 1.
No,
Yeah, I know. I'd love to roll.
alright,
Okay.
I'll roll a die.
Okay. Cool.
I'm sure that was a 6.
What did you get? Ida, what did you get?
Stop.
Both roll
dude.
2s?
No, I got a 1.
Oh.
It was it rolled over onto a 1. It was like on the 6, and then it. Okay.
I've rolled so well the whole game.
So you roll a 1, you roll a 2, you're adding 4. That gets you to a total of 7. Thank God you rolled that crew move. Because a 6 would have been a fail.
Yeah.
On a 7. Ooh, indeed.
Ooh.
On
The
a
ooh
7, you see Toby reach into his pocket. And for the first time, this is the first time that this has happened when you've really had a chance to witness it up close. The first time you saw it was in the cafe and it was loud and you were busy. You hear a clink and a jingle. He's holding a coin, 2 coins, a handful of coins. And you know it makes sense now. He looks at you and he looks at the carnage outside and he just pulls his hand out. And there are 3 like doubloons, these tarnished but still shiny golden doubloons. And he says, I just wanted to be comfortable. I like working here, but sometimes it's tough. And, you know, it's been a tough, I got greedy. I'm so sorry.
Hey, it's okay. Capitalism is hell. So.
She said they would help me. There was more where this came from, and they would help. I didn't want anyone to get hurt. I didn't see it ending up like this.
You can undo this. He can undo this, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah, we have a friend, right? A friend
We
to
have a
give
friend.
to give the compass to, if you'd be willing to let go of that. Unfortunately, the money will probably go with it.
I don't want it. I don't want it anymore. I just want this all to stop. And he like starts to fling the coins at you.
Ow. Okay. Ow. Okay. That kind of hurts. Ow. All right. Okay. Scramble them up.
Is the compass also thrown?
He doesn't have the compass.
Who has the compass? Who has that? Toby?
Lost in a universe where we rolled more than a 1 and a 2.
Maybe.
Um,
I don't have a
The pirates.
they brought me the maps, and that we started looking. It wasn't enough. We couldn't. There was too many options. Maybe there was something else. I'm not an expert at digging up treasure, as you might have gathered.
Is that what they're looking for? The treasure?
Wait, we didn't roll the thing with the beaver.
That's a great sentence.
What?
The treasure, the buried treasure. Is it?
Oh, yeah.
The buried
no.
treasure?
You didn't. You didn't.
Throw it into the sea.
The
He will tell
compass
you
is
the
what leads to
story.
the treasure?
He will tell you the story that the peddler approached him, offered him his wildest dreams, and sold him these antique coins, and said that if he could unlock the secrets, there would be more where that came from. And what that turned into was this frenzied hunt for buried treasure. He knew about the history of piracy around here, and he put two and two together. He started to research, he started to look into it. And then suddenly there were these pirates being summoned, this ghostly apparitions that were here to do his bidding, but without any of the restraint that a normal person would have. They were resummoned to hunt down their lost treasure, and they've gone wild looking for it. That's why they dug up half the town. That's why they were shuffling around looking for rum. That's why they stole the maps. It's why they stole the compass. This is all out of his hands and has completely exploded beyond his wildest imaginings. He needs help just as much as anybody else in Clawfoot. So now you have the item.
The coins.
So we have the item?
You have the coins.
The coins.
It's the coins, not the compass.
Ah.
We have someone who can take these coins and undo this.
I've never heard of a payday for an octopus, but I guess, everybody deserves to participate in capitalism one day or another.
Everyone deserves to be compensated for their time. Let's give him give him the thing. Let's go.
All right. For the sake of time, if you'd have rolled higher, you would have been able to easily get it to the Watcher. Right now, the town is falling down around you. You've probably got a chance here to try and destroy it yourselves, and that might be your only chance.
Newt bites into it.
You know what? I'm all
Like an Olympic athlete winning a gold medal. Newt bites into it.
It explodes in your mouth.
Is that a legit tactic that the rest of the team is approving of?
I was going to suggest, because we still have the suitcase, the bag that the peddler had.
Just put it back in.
I don't think we can
No.
open it, but I was going to suggest we smash the coins with it. I don't know.
Aspen, where is your car? Do you not have a coffee grinder in your car?
I have a coffee grinder on me at all times, obviously.
this is also
Pocket Knife has a
canon.
coffee
Canon.
grinder.
This has been established. Amazing.
I pulled one out. Did you want this one or would you prefer that one?
You've got a
which one?
few.
Fine grain,
Enough
of
for all
course.
of us to be grinding coins
Right.
simultaneously.
Why
I
not?
handed over to Flame.
Why not?
Talk about the coins.
So, okay, let's assume for a moment that Newt does do a little nibble of it. You can tell
Sure.
that these are old. Like, gold is quite soft. Time has not been kind to them. They kind of feel a bit brittle. Like, they might crack under pressure.
Newt bites into one.
Newt, you just nibble on those coins, huh?
Your
Yeah.
braces. Your
I gotta
braces.
see if it's real gold.
It's definitely real gold.
Aspen, I won't lie, I've never used one of these bad boys before. Could you go ahead and just show us how it works? Then I'm absolutely thrilled at the opportunity to use the other one simultaneously with you. But if you could just go first,
Okay, sure.
that'd be helpful.
You know what? I've got something else in mind, and then I'm gonna take the coins. I take one out of Newt's mouth, and I'm gonna put sorry, I'll just put it in here. I put them all into the coffee grinder, and then I'm gonna and then I hold it out so that everyone puts a hand on it
On the crank.
together.
Oh,
Hands in.
Amazing.
One,
begin to
two,
turn.
three, grind it.
It's a terrible crunchy noise. but it sounds like something is happening in there, and all of a sudden this light erupts from inside the coffee grinder.
It does.
So you don't expect to say as a GM. And you're all blinded for a moment. And when the light settles and when your eyes clear, the coins are gone. And the suitcase is gone. And outside is quiet. No more
Are we dead?
fandoms. They were explosive coins and you set them off.
Oh no.
It's quiet outside. No more gunfire, cannon fire, no more rattling, no more crowds, no more shouting.
Can I look outside but also grab my phone and give like my mum a ring to make sure she's okay and my dad's
sure.
okay?
You all check in with the people you care about and you check in with each other. And the reports from all around town are that was a wild day. Most people didn't really see what was going on, didn't really understand, but everybody was smart enough to take cover and nobody got hurt. There's a lot of damage to the town. It's going to take a while to rebuild and recover. But you four know it could have been much, much worse. You head back to the clubhouse and we'll wrap up in the applicable way. You can advance and spend your XP and decompress with one another. And as you approach, you see now that the Watcher has emerged from the river. And all of you can see him clear as day, sat on top of your clubhouse, and his tentacles reaching down and around. He looks quite comfy up there.
Oh. Okay.
Is everything wet?
Oh, dripping.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like he's...
Trying to catch it all.
He sees you approach. I guess you pull up in the truck after having checked in with everybody and helped as much as you can with the immediate rebuilding efforts.
Mm-hmm.
And he watches you approach and says, "Well done. That was uncertain for a while, but you pulled through."
Thank
Thanks
you
to
for believing
coffee
in us to get it done.
grinders.
Mm-hmm.
That too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I will say that was a lot to put on a group of like 15 and 16-year-olds. It's all I'm gonna just point out. But yeah, yeah. Thank you for your guidance.
You did well. I'm sure you've learnt a lot. In some cases, it needs to be people of your particular skills that tackle these challenges. Can you imagine any of your parents being as open-minded to curses and eerie's and ghost pirates? Hilda chose you for a reason, and she was right.
Hilda chose us. How? What? How?
Yeah, is she like around? Do we get to like follow up and like debrief maybe? Is it like a...
Yes, I think she'd quite like to meet you, actually. Return tomorrow. Take to your boat, and I shall tell you which island her cabin is on. I imagine you have a lot to talk about. For now, rest.
The curse is gone. The town is okay.
The Watcher kind of stops, and he doesn't have facial expressions like a person would, but you can definitely get the impression that what he's expressing right now is concentration. And after a moment, he comes back to you. You feel that for now, it is gone. Maybe not gone. Maybe only dormant. Perhaps some part escaped and may rear its head again. But I feel confident that Clawfoot Creek has staunch defenders in its River Scouts.
I mean, because I was going to suggest that we could maybe move away from Clawford Creek because this is kind of a lot. But yeah, I mean, we could just tell the other scouts to be on the lookout.
Or we find new friends who might believe this and like get them learn our rules, learn our values, teach them what we learned, and
and then dump it on them.
Make it somebody else's point.
Mhm.
Excellent.
I'm kidding, but yeah,
Give them a coffee grinder and send them on their way.
it's a rite of passage. Yeah.
And with that, I think that is the end of our adventure for now. Dot with definite potential for sequels. Thank you all so much, everybody. That was so much fun. I would
That was
like to
brilliant.
just wrap up with one of the final safety tools that
Yep.
is referenced in the book. This is something that Hatchling have called sparks and kindling. If you are familiar with
Ooh.
things like roses and thorns or stars and wishes, it's kind of a similar vibe. Basically, everybody just has an opportunity as it's a safety tool in terms of if we were doing this on a longer term and we were going to be going away and coming back to this for our next session, this is a chance for people to say what they enjoyed, what sparked joy in their heart, and what kindling they would like to set alight to see bear fruit in a future episode or a future session. So something that you have enjoyed, something that you would like to build on for the future. And I'd just like anybody to just pipe up whenever they feel like they have an answer for that.
I mean,
both of mine.
Oh,
Or
you
Gask,
do?
you go.
Okay.
You
I
never
was
get to go
gonna
first.
I was gonna say my star is that even though it was like a one shot, I guess, a two shot, um, usually when I play stuff like that, it tends to be like very plot heavy and like character interactions are on the back burner because you have to like get to it. But I felt like this was so much more like everyone's characters were so fleshed out, and not even that, just their relationships with each other. Probably due to like a good session 0 and the stuff that we've done before, but like I don't know, we just got all into it. It was very fun just interacting with everyone. That's why I could go on for so much longer, because it's just so much fun role playing with everyone.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that we just kind of like meshed together well as a little group, and it felt like we'd been friends for a long time, which was nice. And also, just generally everyone performed super duper well. And Darcy, this was fantastic. You smashed it. GMing brilliance, loved it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So good. One of the things I like is the River Scout promises
Mm.
that it is a mechanic that ensures that the party as players, we know exactly the mood of the game. We're not going to be surprised with some, maybe some ill-intended or chaotic. We know exactly what we're getting into. We can relax. We can make safe assumptions. We can make not just assumptions, but with safety tools, we make clear, explicit decisions as well. But the game mechanically rewards the positive team building as well. You're incentivized to do that. You do this specifically, you're going to get XP to advance and then make things more challenging and cool.
Yeah, it's also fun that like you find yourselves doing those things anyway, even when you're not trying to like completely focus on it. It's just like it's part of, if you're exploring the story, it's going to kind of like happen naturally. It's great.
Yeah. Mo, any sparks? What sparked joy?
Oh,
Mo.
I think my favorite part in general, and this is piggybacking completely off of Aida's, this game is built for team building and encouraging the players to use the playbooks, not only to our advantage, but to really highlight the abilities of the characters that we're in this world with. Specifically for me, that was, I could have at any point in Endgame just gotten us a clue. I didn't have to roll for it. Could have just happened. I could have put it all on Darcy, but it really appealed to me in the moment because of the story that we were able to build together, to give that to Liv and Aida because of your whole, it made it, I know like the role wasn't great, but it was so good, didn't have to be great. It was a good moment. And that really,
it suited them that it wasn't a good role, like because
Yeah.
they've got to work their way up. I think they got to go on a few dates and get actually comfortable looking each other in the eye. I think so.
Yeah, that may help. But see, that's it. Sometimes the dice have a story of their own to tell, and they're going to help tell it. From my point of view, running this was so smooth and joy to run. I don't know if it's just that it fits my GMing style. I like the way that the adventures are written, where I had a list of potential items, I had a list of potential suspects, and I was able to take on to plant seeds and let you guys water them and watch them grow and then come to your own conclusions. That's the kind of collaborative story building I really like, and the system really facilitates that well. So from my point of view, it was wonderful. It toes the line between prescriptive and just freewheeling in a wonderful way. So yeah, if you have enjoyed what you've seen here, we can't promise it will be exactly the same mechanics and rules when you get a hold of it, because there's a lot of time, and I know I've been talking to Rich today about how much work they're still putting into it, and things might change, but we hope we've showcased the core and the heart of what this game is about, and that you would like to run a game of it too, if you
That's
would.
our kindling.
That's
Everyone
our-
goes get this
Yeah.
Kickstarter.
Yeah. Well, has anybody got any kindling specifically for Rich? Like, considering this potentially a playtest, what would you like to see more of? No, don't say more Aries.
There are plenty of Eries. I'm very happy with the Erie quota that has been met here in the studio today. No, but genuinely, the way that this system is written, we have been rewarded this entire time for taking risks. I think specifically a good example of that is not only risks, but making sacrifices. Knowing that something is probably going to go wrong, not just having the possibility of something go wrong, knowing that it is more probable for something to go wrong than to go right, and being rewarded for it anyway. Specifically when Liv and I were rolling like our worst stat on
Yeah.
purpose. Kind of the duality of that gave me chills.
Mm.
It was
And
good.
I wish that more games, it wasn't just like, oh cool, like that doesn't happen. Too
Yeah.
bad.
Move
So
on.
sad.
Mm.
Your
Yeah.
effort didn't mean anything. Effort means everything in this game.
Yeah.
And I urge everybody who plays it to take those risks and make the sacrifices, because it's worth it.
My kindling is that I love badges, and I want
Mm.
all the badges because I love stuff like that where it's like, here's like a little list of things that you could get,
Mhm.
like a little shopping list, but you can only get one right now.
Yeah.
Ooh! And like just cool things that you can do. Like I think that's the things that like really draw me to certain playbooks.
Mm. The utility. Yeah, that makes sense.
Ida, do you want to go?
Oh my goodness, I've been thinking about it.
If not, I've got.
Let's go to you and we'll come back to me because
Okay.
I'm still narrowing it down.
Just this is something I forgot to mention. I love the clock system. I think that's so fun, and especially I think Darcy, you employed it really effectively, because like that's the first session I was like, oh, this is super chill. What a super chill game. And then like as we progressed, I was like, this is a different game entirely. Oh my god. And then literally ending it being like in flames and cannon fire going on. I was like, oh my god. So that was really fun. There was another thing I was gonna. Oh yeah, I don't know if I'm just a glutton for punishment, but like make it just even easier to get misfortune, or make it less of misfortune, and then you get like a knot, because like I think that would be really interesting. Make it like just like, or maybe as things progress on the clock, maybe you can make it so it's like less. It takes less misfortune for you to get a knot.
Or like,
as you-
yeah, with each like tick of the clock, that's how many misfortunes you get per failed roll. So like when it's on 2, you get 2. When it's on 3, you get 3.
Yeah.
When it's on 4, you get 4.
Exactly.
And
And
it's
then-
straight away not on a 4.
not immediately in the last.
No, I
Yeah.
agree. I was going to say something similar. I remember reading the note in the new version that says, be liberal with misfortune. And I tried. I tried
you
so hard. But I think having more, not just mechanical reasons to give out misfortune, but clearer guidance on narrative reasons to give it out. And again, because we did this on such a truncated scale, I think doing what I had originally hoped to be able to do was 1 episode per phase of the clock. I think that would be a great time frame for this, to really ratchet up the fortune, give you the opportunity to clear it, but then still have it have bearing on what actually happens in the next episode. Because that's great. Those were the moments where you were able to generate those character moments and see each other's vulnerabilities, and that teenaged, clumsy, wonderful kind of way. So yeah, more opportunities to hurt players is my official GM ruling.
It's fun to suffer.
Yeah.
Also,
is.
one more bit of kindling for us
Please.
as a party. I can't wait for the exclusive episode where it's just mine and Aida's characters just going on a date. That's the.
Well, if you look for the GRCW Patreon, I'm sure if you subscribe with the exclusive tier that we're going to generate, I'm sure we can make that happen.
I mean, look,
And
if
if
you
you
put like a goal for patrons, and
Yeah.
then fine. Then
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll give you
And if
this
you
for
look
free,
very
internet.
closely, oh, sorry. If you look very closely in the background of the date video, you will see Mo and I reading newspapers with eye holes cut out.
Yeah, exactly.
Spying on
We'll work
set.
you in. Oh, you're
Perfect.
definitely like, when like friends in sitcoms, when friends tag along to make sure that the date goes right, and then
Mhm.
Yeah.
ultimately make it worse. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
I'm,
it.
I'm all for
I'm
that.
taking notes. Where's my pen?
So here's a freebie, internet. There you go.
Ida, what was your kindling? Have you come up with something?
For kindling, I appreciate that the nature, the way we played it, the sort of expedited play, we didn't really get to. We couldn't keep things in mind quick enough. For example, the pocket knife or the pocket multi-tool, as I like to rephrase it as well. Narratively, I don't know what I would have put on it, since when we first looked at the game, it was a little different. But I sort of really like the moment in play where your resources are getting spent and you are looking down your inventory for anything to give you the hint. So I really enjoy things like that, because we're like scrambling, and that dice roll really came down to the nitty gritty. I think for myself or for the game or how it's played, like keep those things closer to you, be a bit more aware of them, because I would have used them a lot more, but I didn't know how, because there was so much wonderful dramatic things happening.
Yeah.
Of course, Gask made great use of it by having a magnifying glass in the multi-tool.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was really
That was really
clutch.
I don't think that you guys would be able to use it during your like love confession scene. Just I whipped out my pocket
Pocket candle for ambient.
pen, and then I write you a sonnet. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're just not thinking
Pocket
outside the
Olive
box
Garden
enough, Gask.
cheese grater.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. I think that's a wonderful place to wrap up. Thank you so much, everybody, for playing this game with me and coming along for the ride. You've been an absolute joy. If you're still with us, thank you so much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed. We hope you go and back the Kickstarter. We hope you get your grubby feral little mitts on this book and have a wonderful time playing it like we have. I'm going to let everybody say goodbye in that time-honored tradition. Liv, if you would start us off.
Sure, absolutely. Hi, I'm Liv. Thank you for watching. Sorry, I lose my mind every time I have to talk about myself. I'm. You can check me out at 3 Black Halflings, which is a podcast, and we recently won the Crit Award for Best Podcast. That was it, right? That's what we won. Yes, gosh.
Well remembered.
Yes, thank you.
Too many awards, you just can't keep up.
It's really not.
What you deserve.
It's just my ADHD brain. But yes. So you can come check us out, and we do lots of fun things about tabletop stuff. And same with Dicebreaker, which also just got to 100K. It's a big time for the things that I'm on, which is also tabletop stuff. We've been doing a bunch of Lorcana stuff. We've got our own D&D actual play show, and I play a hot tiefling photographic journalist, and it's fun. So yeah, thank you.
Wonderful. Gask.
Hello, my name is Gaskinator, and I am found in places. If you find me, you find me. If you wish to avail of my services, you will find me. I'm I'm like Nanny McPhee in that way. If you need me but do
love
not
that.
want me, I'm there. If you want
You're
me
so
but do
small.
not need me, I'm gone.
Nanny
Poetic.
McPhee, but grubby and little.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Great.
Mo.
Hi, I'm Mothman. It's spooky season. Welcome. I can be found here. I'm currently casting, and it will be available, I think, during this Kickstarter. But Old Gods of Appalachia, I am running a spoopy game. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, and my first horror game on stream. So if you want to watch that, come on down to Girls Run These Worlds. But otherwise, invest in Eries. They are our future. Every sticker you buy, I don't know. I don't want to make any promises about this Kickstarter, but you're probably putting, Eries into better schools by buying more stickers. So, highly recommend.
It's an important cause. Thank you for supporting it.
Mhm.
Sarah McLachlan plays in the background. Ida, see us out, please.
My name is Aida. You can find me on the internet at In the Pan and other social, hopefully aggregated sites to be shared. Mostly find me at Horde of Tales, where we do a lot of EU, UK TTRPG content because there's a really cool, thriving community in our little corner of the world here as well. Also, a lot of work I do with Roll for Good. Hopefully, we're on our way with another charity event where we find that it's so cool to roll dice and make impacts in the fantasy world and save the fantasy world, but you can roll dice IRL and save the IRL world as we fundraise for charities and causes we care about. So I hope it's all linked in there, and thank you so much for having me. Darcy, don't forget to hype yourself up.
I said see us out, and I was like, no, I'm here too. Yeah, friends, hi, it's me, JC Darcy. I am Chief of Community Outreach for Girls Run These Worlds, which is why I was honored enough to be approached by Rich, and he asked us to do this fantastic project. If you're looking to get eyes on your product, please reach out to me. We love to showcase fantastic games, especially ones that include and showcase diversity, safety tools, femme creators, femme writers, all that good jazz. We want to hear from you. When I'm not doing that, I'm occasionally a GM and occasionally a writer. I believe I'm on this page. I think I'm a stretch goal. Rich also asked me to contribute to the anthology, so if all goes well, I will be writing an adventure, which I'm really excited about. So please go back to Kickstarter and check out Hatchling's other games as well. Like, Rich and Catherine do such fantastic work. They're such wonderful people I've had the honor to meet. They make great games for the whole family. Please go check them out and support them because we need more good people, good allies like them. I think that is everything. I don't want it to end, so I'm dragging it out. But maybe we should do this again. Maybe we should make some more.
Maybe.
If you
Let
want
us
to
know
You
in
need
the
to take a little
comments.
break first, Darcy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay. I'm gonna go and have a baby, so I won't be doing anything for a little while. But I can write and play games from bed. It'll be fine.
Darcy in the middle of labor.
Yeah. It's fine. I don't
Take 5 misfortunes.
But I thought I only got 2.
It goes up by 5 every time you question me.
Okay.
All right, and on that wonderful bombshell, this is not how I thought this wrap up would go. Thank you all so much. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.